Hi, my name is Anthony Davison. This is an educational website critique and analysis. Actually, a critique and analysis of two different websites. One website that is developed well, or what I would consider to be developed well, and a website that I would consider to not be so well developed. And again, my name is Anthony Davison. This is for EDL 564, School and Community Relations, and Spring 2015. The assignment objectives, again, were to analyze a website that is developed well and analyze a website that is not so well developed, and to critique both websites for positives and negatives. And basically, we're doing this according to our readings and things that we know about websites and from our own personal beliefs about websites. When considering websites and the information that they convey, one of the biggest things is efficiency. Being able to get onto the website, not having an issue as it relates to getting to the website, and things of that nature. Another big thing is the design of the website, how attractive it is, because what we do know is we tend to pay more attention to what grabs our attention, what grabs our interest as we are on certain websites. Available technologies. This stuck out to me simply because in a digital society, as digital as we are in the society today, a lot of people use their smartphones, their tablets, their PDAs, their Blackberries, whatever it is that people are using. You want to ensure that your website is very close to being compatible to those different machines, simply because people are generally on the go. So as a rule of thumb, it's great for them to be able to go onto whatever available technology that they have readily available so that they can access it and being able to do it with ease. School and district proficiency, how proficient that the district is at getting information or the schools are at getting information posted, simply because a lot of people refer to websites when they're looking for information. It may be 11 o'clock at night. They can't get anybody. So they're looking for a way to access certain information. And so in an effort to do that, it is awesome if schools or districts would consider making sure that they have somebody on hand that can put that information on there, having a webmaster. Navigation is very important simply because people want to be able to go on and move from place to place and not have broken links and things of that nature, which is very important that districts consider making sure that they clean the websites up often and that anybody that's trying to access it, for instance, people that are moving from out of state or people that are considering moving from one district to another need to be able to access information, and being able to access it quickly and being able to gather what it is that they need exactly. Ease of use for targeted audience. This again stuck out to me simply because when we're talking about the ease of use for the targeted audience, we're talking about those people that are within the community, those parents that are applying for school, possibly if they could be looking for anything on the site, or it could be just those older people that live in the community that are concerned or that are proud of their community, so they're trying to show someone how well that particular district is doing. So if they're not able to navigate it easily, then that becomes an issue simply because they lose interest. And a lot of times there is some very powerful information on websites. However, a lot of times it's how it's presented. And so we want to be careful to make sure that the information being presented is done so in an appealing way. Content. Considering carefully what it is that we're placing on websites, making sure that it is important information and not just for lack of better words, just junk. Making sure that it's useful information, because who wants to explore a website? When we think about it, who wants to explore a website that there's really nothing on there that concerns what it is that I'm looking for, or I can't get to what it is that I'm looking for quickly? So we definitely want to consider that. Something else to consider when developing and maintaining a website is the grammar usage. Often as educators, if we're the ones developing the website, then we're going to use terms or pedagogy that fits us. So we want to consider the audience, those who may not have the level of education that we have. So in an effort to ensure that they're getting what it is that they need and that they understand what it is that we're trying to say, making sure that we're using terms that convey our message positively, but also in a manner that is conducive to anybody that's on the website. So that's something that we definitely want to consider. The two websites that I decided to critique are the Butler County Schools website. Excuse the typo with Monroe County, Alabama in there, because that was a website that I had considered. But I decided to go with Butler County Schools because Butler County is not far from my hometown. And also another one that I decided to go with was Madison City Schools website. So those are the two websites that I have decided to critique. Now, when we look at this particular website, this is the Butler County Schools website, and when I initially came on this website, the first thing I thought was that there was no level of attraction. It is not a website that would keep my interest. There's very important information. If you look on this first page, there's very, very important information. You have the new teacher orientation, because anybody would want to know that. You have the new teacher orientation, Bright Beginnings openings, which is the pre-K classes that are opening, the ribbon cutting ceremony, which is great information, and you have some quick links here and upcoming events, but the visual appeal is just something that would not grab my attention right off, and you do have some information that you can reach there. If you notice here, the link goes directly to where the schools are. You also have your departments here, but I was looking for elementary education, and when I looked at this, I noticed that it has to be intertwined somewhere in here. So I assume that it's under curriculum and instruction, but am I correct? So when I click on it, I'm still looking for a link that says elementary education, and I'm having an issue finding it simply because it's not readily available for me. So if I scroll all the way down, I'm still not finding what it is that I am looking for. And that's one of my particular problems. Now, when it comes to the fact that I want to contact the Board of Education, I'm looking here, I'm having to go through looking at each one of these. I don't see anything about board members or right off about the superintendent. I see something about the schools. I see departments here, but when I scroll down, I'm not really seeing what it is that I want to see. So here again, I'm assuming that when I click on curriculum and instruction, that there's going to be something about the board members here. And I do see a quick link that leads me to the Board of Education, and once I click on it, it gives me a picture of the board members and their names are here, which is great information, but it needs to be a bit more accessible for the public because these are public figures, and if I need to get in touch with them for some reason or another, I need to be able to do it quickly. As for the parents and students portion here, some very helpful information. I do like the fact that they have that right there on the screen so that I can get to it, and also that they have the calendar right here on the screen. And it's filled in, and it gives you a scale to go by as well. So those are things that particularly grab my attention and that I can really work with. So I like the idea that they have that. Now, the other school system that I chose to look at was Madison City Schools. And Madison City Schools is within Madison County, and very great school system. I have a lot of friends that work there, and I found that their website to me was a bit more visually appealing when we open it. When you open it, it's more of a happy website. I like the blue background, and these are things that draw my attention. So when you hear me say I like, that's why I'm sharing that. And of course, they put one of their most beautiful buildings here, which would draw my attention too, because it lets me know that they have nice buildings. They have a safe place for my child to go. And when I notice here, I love the idea of having different links for different people who are on here searching for things. And if you'll notice here, you have their website information, their district information is right there. You know who to contact. My superintendent is there. My board members are there. So these are things that jump out at me because it's very important. And then we also have some videos there that kind of give you a background about Madison City Schools. So those are things that if I was a parent moving to the area, those are things that would draw my attention. But those are things also that as a community member, I would like to be able to show people. So being able to go on here and find information readily. There's an About Us tab here. And when we click on that, it tells you about Madison City Schools and gives you the vision and the mission. And if you look, they are very awesome with the vision, empowering students for global success. Also, just paying attention to the fact that they put information in terms that are very simple. And if you notice over to the left, you have the different areas, you have accountability, accreditation, those things like that. So it's always great to have that running log on the side as well. That gives you quick links to information that you need. If we go here to contact, it gives you information about the president of the board. It gives you the superintendent, assistant superintendent, and the different people who are in different positions, which comes in handy because if I did want to know the director of instruction or coordinator of instruction for a certain area, then they're all right here. And these are people that you definitely need to be able to contact when you need to do so. So I love the fact that they have that contact tab because there's no guessing. It's right there for you. And if I go over here to the directory, this gives me different places within the district that I may need to contact. And it kind of goes along with the contact link. However, this is just a straight directory. And like I was looking for elementary education, I can go to contact. There's my number, 256-464-8370. It's right there for me. So one of the biggest things is accessibility. There's not a lot of guesswork that I found in this particular website, which is awesome simply because it grabbed my attention. I can find what it is. I want to know what's happening with the schools. Here it is. There's the news stories that are located there for me to know exactly what's going on. If I miss a board meeting, I see something over there about the business and finance portion. So there are ways that you can find things on this site that's very easily accessible. And if I go over here to the schools section, then I notice that it has all the schools listed in alphabetical order. So if I'm looking for something in particular, here it is. It's all here for me. If I'm thinking about sending my child to Liberty Middle School, if I click on this link, it takes me here where if I want to visit the site, I can see the principal's face. But if I decided I wanted to visit the site, I can actually go to that school's site. How awesome is that? So those are just some things to consider when we're talking about websites. Making those websites readily available, making them something that we want to go forward in looking at. And like I said, this is a very visual appealing website. It's very helpful. The different links take you to different places. It gets the community involved. And that's one of the biggest things that I've learned is the community wants to be involved. So give them a link. Give them a place to go. Give them somewhere to express themselves. That's exactly what it is that they're looking for. I appreciate you for your time and allowing me to go through and analyze 2 websites. I appreciate your feedback. I've looked at some of your presentations. You've done an awesome job. Thank you for bearing with me and allowing me an opportunity to share this with you.